How's everybody doing? This is a late night live stream where I'm going to ink this Dragon Ball Z pencil. Oops. Should slow down a little bit. Hope you're doing well. And you had a nice day. Had a pretty relaxing day. Didn't do much. Watched a bunch of movies, actually. A bunch of good movies today. Oops. Shit. Did I just hit Superman with this pen? I watched some good movies today, man. Gosh, what did I watch? I watched so much good stuff randomly, through the magic of random play. I watched The Time of the Apes, then I watched Redneck Miller, then I watched Screen Time, and right now I'm watching The Last Reunion. Was that 4 movies? So it was like a quadruple feature, and it's been great the whole time. Very relaxing day. I didn't talk to anyone, didn't do anything. I really needed to take the day off because I've been kind of burning the candle at both ends, and I just needed to take the day off of not talking to anyone. Too much talking recently. Done too much talking. All right, let's get into this. I guess I don't know. Hit these lightning bolts. We should do this hair. Let's get this thing over here first. This lightning bolt thing over here. Yeah. Let's see. I always have to find the most comfortable spot when I'm inking. So if I'm penciling, I can draw from any angle. I usually don't flip the paper around like this. But when I'm inking, I'm flipping the paper around. I guess everybody does that, right? So there's a story behind this pencil that I'm inking. I'll get to it eventually. I'm doing all these initial lines with one pen here at the beginning. It's a Copic multi-liner, and it's the 0.5. That's what I'm using. And I'm trying not to press too hard, but sometimes I do when I don't pay attention, and I'm talking or I'm thinking. I don't know. I'm supposed to be taking the day off and not talking. Oh, this is a huge thing. So this video, this live, no one will see it, but well, some people will see it. Anyway, I intend to make a video tomorrow, probably a short, talking about this. So this week I really have to take it completely off. Like, I mean, so I've been ignoring this, and it hasn't been immobilized as it's supposed to be, and it's not healing properly. So it even needs, so it's freshly wrapped and immobilized, and I can't do anything with my hands this week. So all the videos I make this week are going to be about die-cast cars and statues. I can't move around action figures. I can't move my hands. All my exercises this week, it's just going to be heavy on legs and abs. I can't grasp a bar. I can't lift up a dumbbell. I'm not supposed to do anything for it. I'm saying to take a week off, but I have to do longer than that, man. I haven't been doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and it's not healing properly at all. So it's a long-term thing that I should have been. It's been going on for. It's been a while. Okay, it's been a while, and so I have to completely do nothing. It's all the way up. There's something. There's something wrong here, and there's something wrong here, and I have to keep it completely still. But we can draw, right? I can draw. I can draw, and I can ink, and but I shouldn't even. I don't even use the remote control with my left hand. I have to do nothing with this left hand for at least a week to 10 days or more. I really do. But I'm still making videos and everything. I'm hanging out with you guys. This is the first time we've done an art stream. Oh, This is the first time I've ever done an art stream yet. This is the first one. This is something that I've wanted to do for a while, is to do streams where I make stuff. Draw or paint or just create things. Also, like, improve things. I like how this turned out up here. I don't want to alter this too much. I want to make this just like this. At least with these initial lines. I mean, that's what we're doing here, is we're going over these pencils, and then with this one size, and then after this, the pencils are done. We're going to do, I'm not sure what else we'll do with this piece, but we'll do something else. It's going to be color, and we're going to add all kinds of stuff to it. I don't know yet. We'll see. But we don't want to alter this artist's pencils, because I don't know this artist. It's a very unusual circumstance that I find myself penciling, or inking, excuse me, inkling the pencil, inkling. It's a very unusual circumstance that I find myself inkling the pencils of another artist that I don't know, because I don't know this person at all. I should get out an eraser, I believe. I think I'll do that now. We should find a good eraser that works on this paper with this pencil. We should test it out right now. Actually, you know what? Let's not worry about that. Let's just get the inks on here, and then I'll look back over and see what I can do about eliminating certain pencils. But then this is all going to be covered in color eventually. So right now we're just laying down inks over these pencils that were done by this person that I don't know, presumably a long time ago. I'll show you in a little bit where this comes from. Let's see, these lines are interesting. Let's keep them there. Okay. We can go in here with this. Yes. Hey, what's up, Meyer? Meyer. What's up, Apex? Yes, it is Dragon Ball Z. And there's an interesting story behind this. Let me tell you real quick where this comes from. So, a couple months ago, I purchased an art book, a sketchbook, a complete sketchbook from the artist John Gores. Like he does these sketchbooks that are completely done, right? And then whenever I buy stuff from him, he'll send me in the package just random things. So in the package with that sketchbook that I purchased from him was this sketch pad Apex. And I asked him about this sketch pad. He found this sketch pad. I forget what he told me, either at a thrift store or at a garage sale. The entire sketch pad is filled out and complete, presumably by some kid who loved Sonic the Hedgehog and Dragon Ball Z, because every single page, Apex, is filled. Some of them are quite good. Some of them are little, little kid type stuff. But then look at this one, and the one that I chose that we're inking right now, that I'm going to paint over and turn into, I'm going to collaborate with this kid who didn't sign it. I don't think there's any signature of this person's name, but the whole thing is filled out. It's kind of interesting, right? This is like a nostalgia, is what this is. It's kind of an interesting thing. Plus, this is a kid who was really into these properties, especially Dragon Ball Z. Look at this. So that's what I'm doing. Oh, there's another neat one. I haven't even. I mean, I haven't even looked through all these. I just happened to choose to draw this one because some of them are loose. This is this old sketch pad thing where they could just fall out. Well, some of them will just fall out. So tonight I was looking through stuff and I found this sketch pad, and this just kind of came out, and I was like, you know what? I want to do that. I want to ink this, and then I'll color it with these new acrylic paint markers that I have. And that's what's going on. That's what I'm doing. And that's where this comes from. So we're gonna see, and I'm gonna I got these new these 36 vibrant color max value pack acrylic paint pens by Artistro. They have a brush tip and a fine tip, one on each side, and they are acrylic paint inside. So that's what I'm going to do after we'll see where this goes, but that's the intention. So that's what's going on. And I'm like watching movies in the background with the sound turned off. Yeah, it is amazing what you'll find at a yard sale. Completely amazing. So I don't know anything about this kid other than presumably this kid comes from the East Coast, the Eastern Seaboard. Just knowing where John would have got this from. Both of my kids were really into Dragon Ball Z. My youngest son is still into it, and he brings my grandson up on it. Hey, what's going on, Bronco? How's it going, man? Yeah, I just decided to pop in after taking the whole day off. I really needed the day off, man. So my fingers messed up even worse after burning the candle at both ends, and then I just been doing so much talking, and just in my real life, I've been doing so much talking. Excuse me, so much talking IRL that I just didn't want to do a live stream today, man. I was just so tired. I didn't really have mononucleosis. I know you guys probably thought that was the case. I don't really know what to do about the sound, you guys, because you know,
because of the way YouTube is. So like I did a stream a little while ago that I took down that I had a movie going in the background, and I got a notice that of a copyright thing, and so I just took it down. So I don't know what, Hey, what's up, Rick? Um, so I don't know what to do. It's like I don't have any. Anyway, so I got a movie on. I'm watching the last reunion, unmuted with the subtitles on. I don't like copy or whatever that. I don't know what to do except talk. I guess so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna talk and draw. And eventually, or occasionally, I'll look up at the chat. I have a hard time figuring out live chat all mess. I'm touching stuff right now, so hopefully this won't. If at any time during any of these streams, if or this stream that you're watching right now, or in the future if you watch one of my streams, if something happens and the stream ends and disconnects, it just because I pushed the wrong button or something. Because I'm really new at this, I'll come back on and eventually I'll come back. See, I missed that. I missed that last chat. It just disappears before I can read it. Top chats. I don't know how to do this, brah. That sucks. Anyway, that's what's up. So if I don't get to your chat, it means that I didn't see it, and so I have to look at, I don't know. Anyway, let's draw. So yeah, I had to take the day off, and then this week I really need to not move my finger. And so what that means is the videos are going to be real heavy on things that I don't need to move, like cars and statues. So we're going to look at a lot of die-cast cars and statues this week because just moving around action figures, just playing with action, so I have to take a week to 10 days off, no lifting weights with the bars, no playing with action figures, no making action figure videos where I have to move this around. And it cuts down on just a bunch of stuff, man. And it's just because I haven't been doing that all along is why we're here. That's how we got here. Because I didn't immobilize it from the beginning the way I should have. This kid did such a cool job. This is such an interesting thing. This is a found piece of art, you guys. What I'm drawing here comes out of a sketch pad that came from either a garage sale or a thrift store, I forget which. And the whole sketch pad was filled out by this person who just drew Dragon Ball Z and Sonic the Hedgehog. This is the sketch pad right here. This whole sketch pad is nothing but this. I'm going to say kid. I'm going to say that it's a kid just because it looks like a kid's drawing, but every page has a piece of art on it. Every page. Some of them are really good, and this one was loose and it just fell out tonight. And so I was like, oh, that looks good. I'm going to ink that and then use these new acrylic paint pens on it to see how this paper takes the color. I don't even know for sure this character is this Goku or Go. Hey Riggs, if you're watching, if anyone is a Dragon Ball fan, is this Goku or Goten or Go Hanks or is this Goku's son, Gohan? Who is this? This is a good guy, right? Is this Goku? Does he have orange pants and an orange gi with a black belt? I don't know. I'm not. I thought about that when I started doing this. I was like, should I look up this character and see what the colors are supposed to be and what this character's name is? And then I decided not to. I don't even want to look up the character's name or look up the colors. Um, as I mentioned earlier too, my kids, this show and this video game was constantly on in my house, raising my kids. They loved this cartoon. They watched every episode constantly, and then they had the video game, where they're always fighting each other over and over and over again. It just seems so boring to me. But I got into it a little bit, and I got to know what the kids were talking about and everything. Um, Barely, but they're still into it. My youngest son, He still watches the old show, and he watches it with my grandson. He's bringing my grandson up on this story that he watched that's so popular that I haven't. So check it out. Also, I have this, but I haven't read it yet. So it also made me decide, you know what? I need to get out my other Dragon Ball Z stuff. I've been using this pencil box that I got in San Francisco on Clement Street for years. And then I have this Dragon Ball Z uh, compilation that I haven't read yet that I need to read. And then I thought, you know what? Do I have any Dragon Ball Z figures? I don't have it. The only one I have is this Piccolo. I have one figure. It's Piccolo right here. Excuse me. Yeah, so I don't know much but I'm going to learn more. I'm going to read that book right there. And I even decided, I looked at this Dragon Ball Z today, that big Dragon Ball Z, and I decided, you know what? I want to read Dragon Ball first because I have seen the Dragon Ball live action movie and I really liked it. It's old from the 80s. So I want to read Dragon Ball as well. I did start reading that. I just didn't finish it. Same with all the cartoons. I've watched so many. But the thing is during that period that these cartoons were on at my house and my kids were into it and were watching it, I had like 3 jobs. I really did, man. I was so busy with work and life and just being a dad and just being a whatever, like a 35, 40-year-old, 45-year-old. I was completely a total serious adult. I mean, I wore slacks, I wore collared shirts every day. I really did. So now I wear t-shirts every day. But for many years, I wore slacks and shoes and shirts with collars and those polo shirts. You never feel like you can be completely cool and comfortable. I wore those all day, every day. I was total dad mode. I had the whole thing: cargo shorts, socks with sandals. I did it all. I had a mulcher. Yep. Black and Decker Workmate. Kid has really easy, smooth, and good lines. It's interesting, man. How old was this kid? This kid, very talented, man. Are you looking? I'm trying not to do much other than just cover the best pencils with ink, and it's basically all the pencils. There's really nothing to leave out at this point. There's not going to be that much to erase. It's really good, and I really don't even know that much about what I'm drawing. I'm just uh, I can just tell by the pencils this is what I'm supposed to be inking. But yeah, I don't know what I'm inking. I don't. That's nice. Look at that. This kid. The perspective. Nice. Hold on, let me see. How's that image? Should I bring it a little closer? I like this thumb. Man, the hand is great. Nice.
Let's back it back out. I'm drawing stuff that you guys can't see, I think. There. Wow, that looks. Why is it so much? Is it better lit like that for you on your TV screen? I wonder. Suddenly, like embiggening it to that point made it better lit for me.
Let's leave it right there. This is interesting, man. This kid knows all these lines. Like, this kid has watched this cartoon so much that he or she knows how to draw this character exactly as it's supposed to look from the cartoons. And I don't. So I'm just following their work because I don't really know what's going on here. I need to slow down because I might be skipping or missing things. So I'm going to slow down right now.
Stop for a second. Just sit and look at it. Take a drink.
So I'm using these Copic multi-liners. This is the Copic multi-liner. This is a 0.5. I'm just doing the entire drawing initially with this 0.5, which is like a mid-width. Just like me, I'm a mid-width. And so then I'll just take it from there. I didn't feel like any of this needed to be fine because some of this black is going to end up getting covered with paint possibly. I don't know how much. I'm not even sure because this is really just my idea of this. Since the page fell out, I thought I would use this not only as something fun to do, but as a test piece for these new acrylic paint pens that I have to see how everything works out on this type of paper and everything, just to try it all out. But I feel like these lines are a little thick, but everything will fill out eventually.
This movie I'm watching right now called The Last Reunion. This is this crazy movie from 1980. It's an action martial arts vengeance thriller filmed and takes place in the Philippines. It stars Cameron Mitchell and a bunch of like B-listers. It's like a drive-in type movie, and it's been great. It's been really good. It's about these guys that this infantry, these Rangers in World War II that do like this My Lai type situation where they go crazy in this village, these Japanese villagers, and they like go against the Geneva Code of Conventions. And there's one little kid that survives. Well, that little kid, he ends up being like a kung fu artist, like movie star, and he just happens to find out, that he's filming a movie at the same time as that same Ranger unit is having a reunion, and he's going to murder them all. He's murdering them all one by one. And Cameron Mitchell, it's going to be a big showdown between just Cameron Mitchell and that guy. It's old guys kung fu fighting each other. That's what I'm watching off screen, since there's no audio in this video other than me talking. Because if I even turn the volume on, I'm afraid they're going to now you have to take your video down because we can hear that you're watching The Last Reunion from 1980 starring Cameron Mitchell. Filmed on location in Manila in 1980. There's been some really good scenes in this movie. But I'm
I'm watching it with the sound off and with the subtitles on. I started too soon again, so I have to stop. Just relax. Enjoy my smoke a little bit and look at this before I ink it anymore. It's interesting. So this is some sort of a transformation happening, or a release of power. He's going Super Saiyan. I remember the kids would always say, go Super Saiyan. Push D, Dad, push D. Push up, right, and D, and you'll go Super Saiyan. No. Give me it. So that's what would always happen. It's like they would fight each other constantly, and they, all right, Dad, it's your turn. So then I get the controller, and I just get destroyed, by Vegeta right off the bat. And they're like, all right, cool, thanks, Dad. The same with the UFC games, dude. All the games at that point, because I was like in and out. I was like super busy working, and I would like walk through the room. I'd be walking. I'd come home, and then I walk through. What are you guys doing? And I'm like, oh, cool. All right. Oh, that's neat. Oh, Robin Big, huh? All right, cool. All right. I love that show. All right, cool. What, Ren and Stimpy, Dragon Ball Z, it's all good. Yeah, but I was just so busy working that I couldn't really take full part in all of it. I could just observe slightly from behind the couch as I walked through the living room. I know the lingo, but I don't really understand it. I know these guys are aliens. I know that this guy, if this is Goku, I guess, if this is Goku, he's the main character. He's like a hero. He's almost like a Superman Jesus type thing going on here. He's like an alien from another planet that was sent, that came to Earth to save Earth, but he didn't know that he was an alien until after he had already become a hero. He had to like find these Dragon Balls. He had to go on some quests, a lot of quests. I think a lot of fighting, a lot of like fighting in these arenas and stuff with like rocks all around him and stuff. We got the abs in here perfectly. I used to work in mental health. I used to work in these mental health facilities. And in some of these mental health facilities where I worked, I used to specialize sometimes in adolescent and child psychiatry, and always in lockdown units, always in not outpatient, inpatient. So I used to work in these lockdown facilities with teenagers that had different mental health issues. This was in the 90s and the early 2000s. This is super popular, man. This is something that kids would be able to just knock out without even looking at a cartoon. They're like locked down in a facility, and this kid is drawing Dragon Ball Z. I saw it so much; it was very common. This this was very common. Seeing kids draw Dragon Ball Z was very common. But you know what was the most common thing? I'm drawing it for you right now. You're going to see it and you're going to go, Meyer, of course I remember that. Remember this S that everybody used to draw? Remember this S? Please type in the chat if you know the S that I'm talking about, that I rudimentally drew right here. Remember, it has to do with the South Side or like something, some gang. I don't remember. You guys know that S that everybody used to draw? So all these kids, these troubled kids, used to draw Dragon Ball Z and that weird South Side S and some other stuff. The very 90s, early 2000s stuff. But kids love this show, man. They remembered these characters and these images, even when they were locked up. Man, what's going on over here with this hand? It's just so much stuff happening. You got to get it all done. I mean, they delineated it all for us. It's not really messy. It's just, I mean, it's here. And I don't want to not do what they did. El Norte? There was another one too. This California stuff, maybe. Maybe you guys have no idea what I'm talking about with that S and with the stuff that people used to draw. Maybe this was just a West Coast thing. I don't think so. But you guys are from Riggs and Bronco are from California, so you know what I'm talking about. And you're the exact right age range to know what I'm talking about. Insane Clown Posse was big. One time before I knew about, I mean, I knew what they were. I knew the band. I knew that symbology that you saw, the sticker of the person running with the axe in their hand. I knew about that. I knew about juggalo-isms, and I had just kind of seen a little bit. But one time, so there's this thing called tossing a room. Maybe you've seen it by watching episodes of Oz or something. Um, so one time, I'm tossing a room with multiple people because it's like something that happens, and not just one person does it. So anyway, I'm tossing this room, and I'm not really physically having to do much because I'm managerial, but I'm seeing everything being removed from the room because they're taking everything out of this room. And I'm looking everywhere, and I look down at the baseboards because I'm looking for things in particular. And what I'm actually looking for is things written on the wall because this person is like writing on the walls and stuff. And so I find really tiny. I mean, dude, it was so small. The letters were like this big with a pencil down. Also, the other thing is, people will take if there's a room that has an electrical outlet in it, and it's not a properly safe, secure, correct electrical outlet, sometimes they'll take the little screws off, right? And then they'll open up that electrical outlet and they'll do stuff with the wires, but then sometimes they'll stick their meds in there or other people's meds in there or others doing contraband, right? So right below one of those outlets, written in teeny tiny letters in pencil, it said, clowns. What is the phrase? Apparently, it's a line from a song. It said, evil clowns are coming for me, or clowns are after me, or the clowns are coming for me, or something. Anyway, it was my job. I had to write this stuff down. So before someone erases it and cleans it off and everything, I have to, like, we didn't have cell phones, so we couldn't take pictures of things. So I had to write down what everything was written on the walls and everything. So I had to write down what that was that said that Insane Clown Posse's line. I didn't really know what it was. But then later I found out it was like a catchphrase of theirs or a line from a song. You get a lot of boring true stories here on the Mario Greenblatt channel when I'm not drawing or even when I am drawing. Said something like, can't sleep, clowns will get me, or something like that. Said something like that. Can't sleep, clowns will get me. Oops. My kids drew this stuff too. I have drawings of theirs of Dragon Ball Z that I saved. They're very much like this. This is a real 90s thing, isn't it? I think. Only a 90s kid will get. Stuff only 90s kids will get. Boy, I sure miss Facebook, huh? Don't you guys miss Facebook? Just kidding. I fucking hate Facebook. That was a Facebook thing. Stuff only 90s kids get. I mean, that's like that shows you the last time I used Facebook. What's going on over here? Man, this kid. Tight pencils, huh? Everything's here. Oops. I had this friend in 8th grade that used to draw a lot, in class and at school. And he drew the same stuff in the same type style. And it was actually kind of similar to Dragon Ball Z and to what we would know as like a manga style, but he was already his own inherent, how people have an inherent art style? His own inherent art style was very much like a Funko Pop. I got to show you how he drew everything. So he would draw every character, so he was really into DC superheroes. So he would draw every character almost the same way. Like he would draw, I'm just doing a rudimentary example of how Robert Shepard would draw Superman. I'm showing you how Robert Shepard would draw Superman. It would be pretty accurate. It would be better than what I'm drawing, okay? But it would be these shapes, okay? Like he had, paid attention to a book to learn how to draw, how to illustrate, how to become a comic artist, like that. But everyone would be in this form. They would all be like this. They would all have these larger heads, larger than their bodies, and they would have really simple faces like this. And it would be easy to be able to tell, oh, okay, Robert, that's Superman, obviously. But he would draw like sequential drawings, but everything was small. Like these figures were really little. And they were like in the margins on the edges of paper and stuff like that. And it would be like the Justice League fighting like the Legion of Superheroes, and he would do villains. Every character would be that way, but he just did DC. He didn't do Marvel. But every character would look like that, like the whole Legion of Superheroes, and except the women had boobs, kind of, it was real interesting. I thought it was real interesting. It's interesting how people draw. They're like I said, like their inherent style. One time I had this friend named Jay. He was a Korean guy, so it was a different spelling of Jay. And he was the most incredible natural artist that didn't have any desire to be an artist and didn't even want people to know that he could draw, because all he drew was porn, like almost like hardcore porn, like in a real detailed, like hentai, like manga style. It was really freaking wild. And he would do it on like little scraps of paper, not even like, in a sketchbook. He could just draw a chick with her tits out laying down, and he could draw like a labia, like like and make it look really good with a pencil on a little piece of paper, man. I actually got a couple of them. I don't know what. I wished I had saved them. I don't know where that they are. I wished I had saved some of Jay's stuff, and I wish he did more. I even told him, I was like, dude, why don't you make it? And no, he didn't even want anyone to know. He was afraid people would find out that he was drawing porn. I don't know why. It was just the situation that, the time, Jay's mind frame. He didn't want people to know that he could draw porn really good. He thought that it would be imply something bad. Like he's thinking, if I can, maybe people will think if I draw porn really good, that means that all I do is look at porn all the time, which may have been true. But he was worried that that would be something negative. I don't think it is. I think it's normal. But yeah, so it's weird what people draw. Let's see. So let me just look at this for a second to decide what I'm going to do. Let's start in the upper corner up here, and let's just start filling space. I feel like he's in the air, he's flying. And I think it's daytime. So let's give some of these. Let's try these pens out. I'm not sure how these are going to cover or what they're going to even look like, but let's just see what happens. Let's start with this brush tip and this blue color. Let's go outside of it. It could be okay. See what happens.
So I hope I'm not missing. I haven't been looking at the screen at all, so hopefully I'm not missing any chats. You know, when I watch streams, for the most part, I watch them on my TV set, so I'm not usually taking part in the chat much. So that might be the case for you. I would totally understand if that was the situation. That's what I'm telling you. It's okay. Huh. All right. We'll see what happens. What the heck? We're just testing stuff out here. I mean, we'll see. Hang on. I think we should do something real quick. All right. Because I'm kind of weird this way. But I'm looking at this right now, and it will make it easier for me if I do something else with this real quick. And that's just because I'm kind of weird this way. So I see this as an actual viable piece. Okay, like I might do something with this, like put it up, like frame it, do something with it. I don't want to fill this entire piece of paper, but I think that this piece we're doing right here looks good. I think it's cool enough to do something with. So let's measure it out and let's paint within the borders. Let's just bring it over rough like that. And then like that. Okay. Now I can have an idea of what I'm drawing. Or where my colors are going. You know, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm thinking about. Thinking about where I want the colors to stop. That's close enough. All right, now I feel better. Okay. Check out my pencil. It's got a baby bat pencil topper. It's translucent. I'm not sure if it glows in the dark. I haven't tried it yet to see if it glows in the dark. Okay. So now let's finish this perimeter real quick, and then we'll think about what the next color is going to be on the outside of this perimeter. Okay.
All right, let's see. Okay. Okay.
Let's see what this is like. We want a light. Oh, it's too dark, huh?
You want something lighter? I need a lighter gray.
Hang on.
Man, is that really the lightest gray that we have? I don't like how dark that gray is. What is this? Is this silver? Yeah, it's silver. What's this look like?
See if this is the same shit. Sorry about that. That's fucking green, right?
That's not great.
Fuck. I don't see anything.
That looks right. That's that. Huh. So, I don't know, man. This 36 color spread. It's not the lightest gray I've ever seen. Let's do it. Kind of looks like it's silver, actually. In this light. You know, let's do something different.
Let's do something different. This would be better.
Not that one.
Let's do this. Let's just do this and see what happens. Let's do these weird shapes. Coming from the outside. They're not really weird shapes, they're just circular, aren't they? Or like clouds. We're just going to do this at the beginning right here to frame it a bit and see what it looks like. Framed like this, you'll see in a second what I'm doing. The paint on these pens smells good. Okay. All right. Now, let's color all this in. But we got to start at the top. So let's see how this fills. Man, I can't get the light right. I can't get my spot right. Give me a second. I'll get it. All right, let's just see how this fills. Let's kind of just roughly fill it all. We're going to do it with these lines. How do I do that? Like that. And then this one's here. This paper's doing a pretty good job with this, with these paint pens.
And it's like absorbing it all, or it's all drawing. It's drawing right on top of the paper, and it's not absorbing it. So it's not really bubbling up like you might expect it to, because this is acrylic paint. And that's part of the reason why I'm filling it this way instead of painstakingly filling each spot with a ton of paint. I just want to kind of put some color down, and then we'll take a look afterwards and see what it looks like. But I don't want to throw too much paint on the paper until I see what it looks like. I forgot that was our edge. Artistro acrylic paint pens. That's what I'm using. Okay. New movie started. It's called Apache Rifles. It's starring Audie Murphy. It's in Technicolor. Seen it before. It's pretty good. So we are getting a little bit of wrinkling and bubbling up here with this. And this is a pretty thick grade paper. What is this? This is ideal for experimentation with various art techniques. Pacone, Sketchpad, artist Sketchpad. I wonder if there's a year on this or anything. And I think this is from the 90s, the art, or early 2000s in the Sketchpad. All this Dragon Ball Z stuff. Okay, let's see now. We have lots of different colors where we can go with this. I really want this to pop. So, what does this look like? Let's see what this looks like real quick. Huh. It's pinker than I thought it was going to be. Let's try something different. That's redder than I thought it would be. What is this? Huh. Whoa. Huh, let's do that. Like that. Oh, man, it's so dark though still. I don't know. Man, I think where'd we start? I think this is the first pen. This is the first pen. Yeah, let's do that. All right, we're going to go with the one that I said is too pink. Yeah, let's do this. So we're going to do this as our background inside. We'll see. We'll see. Now I realize this is supposed to be flames, but I'm not doing it the way that, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I want it to. I'm not sure what I want. We'll just see. It's kind of a weird weather day today up here. It even kind of rained a little bit. It was high humidity for California today up here. So it was a little cooler. It was like 85. Um, and there were these weird gray purplish clouds, and it dripped for a while. It dripped for a little bit. And then now I can hear there's more frogs and crickets out than usual because of the dripping. And then, but then tomorrow it's all done. It's going to be like 90, 95 for the rest of the week. Just normal summer California weather. This is kind of fun and interesting. Like we're inking and coloring some kid's art from maybe 1999 that somehow this kid's sketchbook ended up at a garage sale or ended up at Goodwill, and then it ended up here with me. And then now it's on the internet all over the world for anyone to see if they wanted to, and possibly the kid could somehow see that, wait a minute, is that my drawing that weird old guy is finishing on YouTube? It is, son. It is your drawing. And that weird old guy is me. One of the kids that I knew that used to draw Dragon Ball Z all the time at the hospital was a pretty funny kid, dude. He was like this kid that what we call had frequent flyer mileage, a recalcitrant, is that the is that the word? Anyway, this guy is always coming back and getting locked down in the teenage psychiatric facility where I worked. And he was one of these Dragon Ball Z kids that drew. And one of his cases, his situations that was funny, that was interesting, was that he got sent back to us one time from the boys' ranch, and he was like having he was like doing his own personal uprising at the boys' ranch, and he had collected a bunch of rocks, and he was throwing rocks at the staff. And here's the funny part: is that I talked to the staff on the phone, and the staff was telling me, "Man, you got to look out for." And I already knew the kid. You got to look out for this kid, man. He wouldn't let us get close to him, and he had stockpiled all these rocks, and he's throwing rocks at us. The only way we could get close is we got the trash can lids. And so as soon as he said they got trash can lids, that picture in my mind when he was explaining it to me, I couldn't take him seriously anymore, and I kind of started chuckling or over the phone. It was the old days, and he couldn't hear me chuckling over the phone. But I was like, dude, trash can lids. This is funny, man. This is like from a movie. He's like fighting the staff, throwing rocks from the top of the it was in the garden. I remember he told me, yeah, it's the vegetable garden. He was like in the vegetable garden, and he's fucking holed up in the vegetable garden and throwing rocks at us, and it cracked me up. I was like, yeah, man, call the cops and have them bring him to us. No, I didn't say that. I wasn't that. I wasn't an authority of that type. No, I was saying, yeah, we'll accept the admission. Man. We know who he is. Seen him before. He has an account. All right. That kind of looked okay, right? It's unisex. This drawing is for, what do they call that? A gender reveal invitation. That's what this is. That pencil tip. I don't know about that brush tip. Yeah, it's for it's a gender reveal invitation. What we're looking at here. We got to get something different thrown in here. At this point, it looks like it's Easter, doesn't it? So we're going to go now with something like a little darker, I guess, somehow around the outside. I wasn't happy with that gray. Let's go with the darker blue now on the outside. So then we'll put some dark in here. See if we can't sufficiently screw it up. This is kind of ASMR, huh? Soothing the sound of the paint pen on the paper. It's soothing even to me. Usually, only a good scotch will bring me this sort of calm. Oops. This cover is really easy. Are you watching, seeing how, I mean, it's real smooth. And I'm kind of learning as I'm going. Before I felt like I was pushing too hard. Well, I didn't feel like I was. So earlier on, I was definitely pushing too hard with these brushes. And yeah. So don't need to push so hard. Oops. I like this. I know it looks childish, but that's the idea. I mean, I'm childish. Childlike. I don't think it's childish. Let's see. Hot diggity damn. Okay. That's okay. that's okay for a beginning. Let's stop for a second and let the frame of the piece dry for a second. Let that perimeter dry, and I'm going to take a drink. And I'm going to fire up a grit. Oh, we can put a lot of this stuff away. I don't need this pencil. Let's see. So this week, as I was saying, I can't really use my hand. I need to avoid using my hand. So the videos are going to be about die-cast cars. They're going to be about statues, and they're going to be about books. I'm thinking I can do I can do comic books and book reviews. So I can do that. Well, it's just moving the figures around and showing you how the ankle pivot works and how the diaphragm joint moves. I can't do that for a while. So yeah, the new videos are for this whole week, or maybe this week and next week. Maybe more of this, because this is easy. I don't have to use my hand at all. My left hand. I'm not even noticing it. All right, so he's going to be light. Okay. He's light. He's like the source of light, sort of. He's like very he's coming out of an ovum. That's what this looks like. It looks like he's being presented from the heavens. As I mentioned before, he's kind of a Jesus type figure, I think. I don't know the whole lore on this. As I said, I was a grown-up when all this stuff was happening already. So my kids were into it. So, but he's almost in a crucifixion position, except for his legs are spread out. It's like this is how they put Conan up on the tree of woe. But he's not on no tree of woe. He looks like he's coming down. He's in resurrection mode, redemption mode. Something's happening here. So let's see. The lightning bolts and stuff will make them a darker yellow, I guess. The center of the pink egg, it should be darker because he's going to be light. Right? So the pink egg, the middle portion of the pink egg needs to be a darker purple. What was this last one we used? This one. Let's put that inside of there. Let's put this inside of there. It's this one. Pull it out. It's not the it's from a different pen set. So this is the new set that I got. They're called the Vibrant 36-piece set. See how it's got a black black. This is the white one, and this is just the 24-piece regular colors, I guess. I don't know what it's called. It's just the regular colors. The first set I ever got. And really, this is the first time I'm using these on paper. I've only used these on plastic and vinyl. I purchased these pens to use to customize action figures, and I've been using the hell out of them. I've done a ton of action figure painting with these pens. It does a great job on plastic and vinyl. Covers really smoothly, and you can control it and make little tiny details and fix messed up eyes and stuff. That's what I got it for. Wonky eyes to fix the derp, to remedy the derp. All right, so we're working on this guy. He's a Dragon Ball Z character. He's coming out, busting through the heavens. He's fighting some aliens that are of the same race as him or from a different planet, and they're trying to take over the whole Earth. And he's fighting for Earth, but he doesn't even know that he's he think he's from Earth, but he's actually a Saiyan. Saiyan is what he is. I think. Still learning after 40 years of it. It hasn't been 40 years. It's been a long time. It's been like 30, no, maybe 25 years ago that I'm talking. Yeah, this is 25 years ago. These stories about my early exposure to Dragon Ball Z at home and at work is 25 years ago already. This is stuff that was happening in the late 90s, early 2000s. Right? Yeah, it is. It's so hard to place, when you're looking back, because I have to judge like the year by where I have to think, where was I working, and then where was I living. uh, what I mean? You got to go back in time and try and remember. I moved around a lot. Like every 3 or 4 years I would take a new job. Sometimes I'd move to different cities. Hmm. I like this. There's parts of it that are fucked. I mean, messed up because of just kind of getting used to the pens and everything. I want to do this and again. I want to do this again. I'm gonna fill the way I filled on the yellow. I should have filled the way I filled in the yellow instead of doing this weird, goofy stuff, going around in a circle, like you know. I don't know. Hillary Barta from 10th grade English. She did this. I liked Hillary. She was a nice girl, very smart, straight A student. But yeah, this is how like a girl, colors inside the lines, coloring inside the lines type shit. But I'm trying to like do something to finish this kid's art somehow, to like fill it in a way that is like um, somehow beneficial to the pencils. I don't know. It's just a tiny bit darker. I mean, is that the same pen? Yeah, it is the same pen. I thought I. No, it's not the same pen. It's slightly darker. Okay. All right, we'll go with it. It's just slightly darker. It's slightly darker than the first pink. So that's okay. We'll just go with it for now. And then maybe because this is the way that these work, once they dry, we can just cover this up and fill in and do what we want. I just realized that. We don't need to be like Hillary. We can mess it up a little bit. It's going to be fine. We'll fix it in the end. I feel like you guys might be able to see this better than I can. I really do. I'm not looking at the screen. I'm looking off of the screen, over the screen. And the light on the monitor is better than the actual light in the room right now. I need to be careful. I might screw this up. And I'm smoking in the other hand. All right, slow down. So here's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about after laying this color down, um, this first initial color, then I'm gonna do a little bit, a teeny bit more color, and then more ink over the top at the end. That's what I'm thinking. Let's try that. Let's see what happens with that. Because I want to make sure that the lines come out. Instead of covering all the lines with paint and making this a painted piece, I want it to look like this kid's drawing. So yeah, let's do that. We got to keep all these black lines after the color goes down. We'll fill them back in if the color covers them up, like I covered a little bit of it up over here. We'll pull those lines back up, and then on top of the color at the end, we're going to drop in some inking, some actual inking, and you know what I mean. We'll fill in some stuff, and we'll do a little cross hatching, and we'll do something. Not too much. We don't want to overdo it. We just want to pump up what this kid did. We don't want to cover up what this kid did. Pump it up, not cover it up. But I'm gonna just smoke for a second. Just chill. Been doing a lot of work. If you're still here, if you're watching, whoever you are, thanks for hanging out with me and watching. It's been 90 minutes of me coloring this, or inking and now coloring this piece of work. We're getting close to the end. There's still a lot to do. I don't know how much more we're going to do tonight. I like to keep these streams 90 minutes or 2 hours, right around there. We're right at 90 minutes. So we'll definitely fill in this egg, and then we'll definitely get his hair, which I feel needs to be a brighter, darker yellow or orange, fiery, like fire. The same with the lightning bolt things. The lightning bolt things might be the same color as his hair. I think they may be. I think that they might be red. Let's see. We might make those. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe a little darker. We'll see what the colors do. Yeah, we have to do something about that light blue circle in the center. It looks like ass. So we'll get to all that in a second. This is why we have to take breaks, and you sit back and you look at what you've been working on instead of getting tunnel vision and tripping on things. You just pull back and relax for a second. If you don't smoke cigarettes, do something else. No hard drugs. I don't recommend any hard drugs, but you could do your nails, or I don't know what you could do. Pop a pimple or something. Just sit back for a second and look at it. And then, you know, with a fresh eye, maybe get up, go take a leak, come back, that sort of thing. Get something from the kitchen. Because yeah, that looks like ass. It would look better if it was just all that dark blue, the darker blue. We'll fix that. I think what I might do, let's see, how could I? Where's that darker blue? This is it, right? Is that it? Yeah, that's it. So, what happens if we just go like this? I mean, yeah, that already looks better, doesn't it? So we'll do that, at least at the beginning. Yeah, we'll see how that looks. Artistro brush tip. See, this stuff is paint. It's not ink. That's what's cool about it. That's what I really like about this. I mean, these would be great. I know that they make these, you know, larger, larger application device for doing things like surfboards, skateboards, graffiti, larger pieces. I like that idea. I've seen those big pens, the big thick ones that are acrylic paint that are expensive ones for doing, like I said, for doing mostly what I've seen it used for is for skateboard art and surfboard art. It's a fucking cool image this kid drew, you know? It looks sick. It's like a tattoo. You know? This looks like something someone would want to get in a tattoo. Looks like a tattoo flash. good job. This kid did a good job. It's such a complete piece, you know? Better, huh? This is why you got to step back, take a smoke break. All right. Now that looks better already. To me. To me, that's more pleasing to the eye by continuing the shape of the clouds, I guess is what those yellow things are, coming into the ovum. And then we're going to need something more dark in the center of the ovum behind him. Something it's a little sanguineous. All right, let's see. What does this do? This looks like, excuse me, look at all that paint I wasted. I need to not do this type of shit. Wasting paint, that's not dark enough. We can use some of this though. Let's do, let's see. So let's start at the front and let's do this. That down, that.
Man, I got to get something better for these pens. As far as like where they're at right now, what they're inside of. How's that? Don't worry. I'm gonna bring these kids. This kid's lines will come back. What does this look like? It's just too much like his hair. That might be all white. Yeah, we need to have some white in here. So these bolts, all this stuff is going to be white. Let me look at him for a second. Let's do his skin. Let's do his skin, and then I can think about the color of his gi and his belt. But let's do his skin right now. Where does this go? It goes right here. All right, let me see something. Fuck, the skins are so hard. That's orange. So hard to find, excuse me, to get a good skin tone, to be honest. To make it look right sometimes for me. My vision's not the best, you know. My color differentiation, it's not top tier. Let's do that. Let's start with that. Very little of what I do is top tier. It's it's basic shit. Let's see what we can do here. It's not really dark enough, is it? All right, let's just go with it and see if we want to, we can fill it, cover up with something else. It's just not dark enough. What is this? It's so light. How's it look to you guys? It barely looks like flesh. Oh, we need to go something darker. That doesn't work. Jeez. Is that pink? Is that the same as that? I think we might have to go back to where we were, man. That's gonna be weird and really dark. Maybe he should be more tan. This is gonna be like Macho Man. Oh no. Well, it's kind of pink. Fuck, man. It's getting too late. Let's just cover with this, and then we'll see what happens, huh? You see okay?
This is the fine tip. So I flipped it over. I've been using the brush the entire time, but now there's this finer tip. So we're going to fill with this finer tip. Look, there's a spot I missed. I hate when that happens. You know what I mean? I'm glad I saved that pink. It's right there. Let's hit that in a second. I hate that. That bugged me. That little spot right there just bugged me, man. Like, I gotta fix that. All right, let's see. I mean, I think everything looks okay like this. I think we'd go like that. Hmm. Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna go with this purple to start out with. It's kind of a light color. It's gonna continue to follow this Easter motif that we're going with. We'll see. We'll see what happens when we fill it in with more. It's just getting late, and I want to fill everything in, and then we'll get to the finishing later. So I'm thinking more color on top of this color, like I'm just going to gradiate it a little bit, maybe. I'm not sure though. I might just leave it as it is, but I feel like I need to add some white to everything, and something, I don't know, before I put any more ink on here. I'm not sure. We'll see. I think that's his skin. Hold on. I feel like these are the top of his feet. I could be wrong. These are probably shoes, but what the fuck? I don't care. Hang on. So I'm going to show you, I like this color combination. I was looking at these pens, the new pens that we're testing out on these, and I was like, what colors can I test out? And that was part of the reason why I picked the purple, because I thought, you know what, let's do some purple and green. Purple and green might do something for it, is what I was thinking. All right, it's not bad for now. I really, really, really don't like that purple. What the fuck? Oh,
know what? Yeah, I don't. Let's do something. Did I lose you guys for a second? Maybe I lost you for a second. So I really don't like this purple at all. But if I add red, then it's going to look like Christmas, right? So I'm not sure what we'll do with that. I don't like that at all. It looks poopy. It looks really bad. I don't like that color. I don't like that color combination, how it turned out. That weird, crappy purple. I think I might make the ghee dark blue. What happens when we do this? Let's see what this looks like. Hold on. It's so dark. What happens if we just throw some of this in here? That looks better already, doesn't it? I mean, it does to me, so let's think about that. Let's think about that. Let's think about that right there. So I got to figure out, I got to get a better, I have to get a large something to put all these pens in. These new ones. All right, let's just do what I'm doing real quick, finish this off and throw it together and see what it looks like just with the blue. Adding this blue. Looks much better. Gosh, that looks better to me. I can actually stop now looking at it. So before I added that little bit of blue, I wouldn't be able to stop because this would bother me too much because it would look too shitty to my eye. But this is a spot here where we're at right now where it doesn't look, where it looks okay to my eye. This is a good enough spot for me to stop and relax. I'm going to sit back and just look at it for a while before I end the stream. It's almost a 2-hour stream. This is cool. Longest one yet that I've made. The Simpsons, right? That's what I just thought of when I just looked at it. It reminds me of the opening of The Simpsons when the clouds part, right? So yeah, I don't know that we need any of that light blue around the ovum, around the pink egg that he's inside of. Unless I make it even smaller. We'll try that first. Before I completely paint over the little thin blue line in the center of the chewy filling, the nougat, I don't know. I might do away with it entirely. Thinking about getting, well, there's really, I don't know. Anyway, I'm thinking about getting a P.O. box. Thinking about getting a P.O. box. Um, and since John Goris already sends me postcards, I'm thinking maybe somebody else would want to send postcards, and then I could do a viewer mail type thing. Or, art mainly is what I'm looking for. Mainly, I want to see like viewer art, like they used to, like if why don't you draw a picture and paint it, and or just draw anything, man. Uh, draw something on the back of a postcard and drop it in the mail to when I get a PO box. I might do that. Maybe somebody will do it, and then we'll have viewer mail, and we'll look at people's drawings of different things. I would like to do that. I don't like the other thing though is the more I organize things on YouTube, the more it starts feeling like work, and I'm retired. I don't want another job, man. I'm already done working, really. I seriously. So if it starts feeling too much like an actual job and it stops being fun, then yeah, it's just because I'm just doing this for fun, really. I'm glad it's entertaining to people. I enjoy entertaining people. I've always enjoyed that, trying to entertain people, and so I like that. Um, that's what I'm here doing, but mostly it's just for fun. I'm trying to have a good time, and I like doing it. Last night, man, I screwed up, so I forget. So I didn't even think about this until I told Jude about it. So I messaged my daughter-in-law. I said, "Hey, man, do you guys ever get these giant black wolf spiders? Or he's not even black; he's brown. This giant wolf spider came out of either my shower drain or uh, out of the spigot or out of the fan vent in the ceiling. But I really think he came out of the shower, out of the drain. Anyway, this thing was really big for one of those wolf spiders. He was really big. So he was too big to like kill with a Kleenex or a piece of like toilet paper. So I went and got a flip flop and came back and squished him with a flip flop. So I cleaned it all up, and then I did that last night. And then I'm talking to Jude today, my daughter-in-law, and I said, hey, "You guys ever get these big spiders?" And she said, "Yeah, we get everything: lizards, millipedes, everything comes in here. You just haven't lived here long enough to get more." And I said, "Okay." And then I thought, I was like, "Damn it, I killed this big spider last night. That could have been a short, man." But then I thought, that's kind of some sort of weird animal cruelty. Probably shouldn't have killed it. It was a big ass spider. What was I going to catch it with a cup and a piece of paper and put it outside? I just smushed it. But it was a big spider. I mean, that could have gotten a couple hundred short views. I don't really care, but I don't know why I'm doing it, man. It's so stupid. The views don't even matter. It's almost like I'm just playing a little game with myself sometimes. The whole thing is like this is like a video game on your phone for me. That's what YouTube is basically. I don't play any games on my phone. My YouTube channel is my social media. I don't have Facebook. I only talk to like two or three people on Instagram. I don't post anything on Instagram. I barely scroll through Instagram. I do occasionally. Uh, but not much, not like I used to. I mean, this is just what I do. I just do this thing, and it's gotten fun sometimes. Just being stupid, man. The other night, I was walking back from the store, dude, and I looked at the light shining down in the rocks underneath the lamppost, and I just looked right there, dude, and it just looked funny to me. So I laid down in the rocks and I filmed myself in the rocks and pretended like I woke up in the rocks. And it was like a 20-second video. And I thought it was funny, dude. My kid thought it was funny too. And I think Riggs thought it was funny. He's like, dude, that's a funny short. Or well, somebody did. But I use my kid as a litmus test. I'll like make a video and then I'll say, hey man, do you think, and I don't show it to him before I post it. So I post everything, stupid shit that I don't even think is funny. I just post it anyway. And so I'll post something, and he's just my kid is like 33 years old. My oldest, he's just super busy, just like I was at his age. He's not watching my fucking YouTube videos. They don't want, they're busy. They're like normal people. They know I do this, but they don't have time and everything. So I said, hey man, look at this one.
do you think this is funny? And he goes, yeah, that Eclair video was funny, man. That one was funny. And the other one, that was funny too. About you and the rocks was funny. And I said, oh, okay. So I use him as a test because he got his sense of humor from me, I think. And so I don't know. It's just nice to get somebody like-minded that understands where I'm coming from, that gets my kind of weird, dry sense of humor. The other one was the one just from yesterday that I thought was really funny, and apparently some people thought it was funny. It got like 500 views. Me making fun, saying Mario was Mario Lopez and he died of AIDS in 2006. I just made it up on the spot. Like I didn't even think that through. I didn't even like when I clicked record, I hadn't even thought of who I was going to say. Like I didn't even thought about. Didn't even think about the Mario Lopez joke. I didn't even think about him having AIDS. I just made it up on the spot, and it ended up being funny, I thought. But that's how some of it works out sometimes. And I delete very few shit that I make. I don't edit anything. I pretty much post all of it, even if it's not funny, even if it's not good, even if I know that I don't sing good, but I like singing. I like singing to the trees. This place puts me in a good mood because I live outside here in the woods and shit. And so, and it's similar to like where I used to live at the beach. I used to do the same thing at the beach. Like my whole life I've done it. Poor Audie Murphy. I'm watching Audie Murphy in this Apache Rifles. It's a good movie. Audie's a cavalryman, and he's got a vengeance against Apaches because they killed his dad, and he hates Apaches and he wants to kill them all. But then he meets this beautiful missionary girl that's half Apache. A bunch of stuff. But every time I see Audie Murphy, I always keep in mind he's not an actor. He's a guy that they made into an actor because they felt that they could make money off of him, that he would be a good draw because he had been this big hero from World War II. And yeah, he's not a great actor, but he's not a bad actor. He's himself, and he's a charismatic guy. He's just being him. Um, and he's good. He's okay, but it's sad watching him to me. Yeah. Yeah, I feel bad for the guy. That movie that he plays himself, it's called To Hell and Back. He plays his whole life story, and he like basically plays himself from, and he's like making the movie when he's like 30 years old, and he's playing himself from age 17 all the way to like present day or whatever. Maybe he was like 35 even. Although because this movie was made like in 1949 or 1950 or something. He did all of his Medal of Honor stuff in like 48 or I mean 43 or 44 or something, and 43 or 42 or I don't know about it. But anyway, he plays himself the whole time. Like he shows himself like he's playing himself as a kid at home before he joins the army, and that he was an orphan, and he has like three or four younger siblings that he had to raise by himself, and then the war starts, and so he had to leave and left his sister in charge, and it was really good, man. And then it was gnarly, all the stuff he had to go through, and he's like recapping all the most like notable moments in his military career, and they're reenacting it on film. I mean, maybe it wasn't heavy at the time because he was like in a zone when he was doing it, but it seems really heavy, right? Doesn't it? Maybe it worked to get rid of it, creative art therapy type stuff. Maybe making movies, maybe making a movie about, you know, killing Germans, having to kill Germans and losing your buddies and all the messed up stuff that happened to them and everything, all the stuff that happens. Maybe making a movie about it, turning it into a movie, diminished the actual impact of the real life situations, but I doubt it. I doubt it did. But it certainly altered his experience in a way that most veterans don't ever experience. It's inspirational. all the best art comes from misery and sorrow. Well, not all of the best art, but it's a key part of making good art. A key part of being a good artist is suffering. Is suffering. It's a key. It's a major part. It's boring otherwise. I've been complaining and talking about that freaking Superman book right there in the upper right hand corner because it's just the same every single story that Jerry Siegel writes. Nothing can happen to Superman. Nothing can beat him. Nothing at this point. In the late 30s, early 40s, there's no kryptonite. There's nothing. There's no supervillains. It's just the same thing over and over again. And there's no focus on his past story. The stuff that we love about Superman that makes him so impactful to us is the sorrow, right? His whole planet is destroyed. His parents are lost. He only sees them in dreams and as ghosts or in some weird crystal in Alaska. And then his new parents are old, and that whole thing is sad too because they can't ever truly be his. He's adopted, right? So, so there's all kinds of things, right? Did you ever have any kids in your life that were adopted? I did. Did you ever have any friends or relatives that were adopted? Yeah, kind of feel sorry for them in a bit. They have a different experience than you, a completely different experience than you. Hey, man, thanks for hanging out. So, yeah, so in order to be good art has got, there's got to be loss. There has to be tribulation. There's got to be trouble. There's got to be strife, sorrow, loss, hate, all that stuff. This was fun, man. It looks cool. It's real messy and everything, and it's still fun to do. We made a little piece of art here on the stream tonight. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me and watching me do it. And if you're watching the video now later on, or you're not already subscribed, go ahead and like and subscribe. 85% of the people that watch the videos aren't subscribed. It would be cool if you did subscribe. It would help. If you already are subscribed and you do like the videos, share them on your other social media or whatever, however that works. Share them with your friends. Let them know, hey, I like this channel. This guy's pretty good. He's fun to watch. Yeah, the more eyeballs, I guess, the better. I don't know. Like I said, it's like a game almost. I don't play like Angry Birds. I play YouTube. And so, yeah, that's what I'm doing, man. Thanks for hanging out. I'll talk to you next time. Have a great day or evening. More videos coming this week. Like I said, it's going to be statues and die-cast cars. As much as I hate to say. And here's the other thing, man. If you're still watching, I can't, I got to hold off, right? I can't do the action figure videos, but I got a bunch of great figures coming, you guys. Let me tell you what I got coming right now. Man, I ordered that Legends of the Territories 4-pack that I've been looking at for years. And I've been just looking at it thinking, do I really, I don't really want that Ali figure. But the price, I found it, price dropped a bit. And I was like, yeah, man, I really need Superstar Billy Graham. I really need, King Harley Race. Well, he's just regular Harley Race. He doesn't have the crown, but it's still Harley Race. It's Gorilla Monsoon. It's a 4-pack. It's coming. It'll be here on Friday at the end of this week, maybe Thursday. It's that Great Legends 4-pack where you've got Billy Graham, Superstar Billy Graham. He's not the evangelist. He's the guy with the big giant mutton chops. He's got these huge roided out arms. His arms are huge. He's hilarious. He was great with a tie-dye t-shirt. He's so cool. So we're talking late 70s, early 80s, before WWF. When I first started watching wrestling in San Francisco, it was big time wrestling, and it was these guys. It was Superstar Billy Graham, Harley Race, Gorilla Monsoon, and then apparently at one point there was a big match. I think it happened in Madison Square Gardens where Muhammad Ali wrestled Gorilla Monsoon, and so that's the fourth figure in the pack I'm not that interested in is the Muhammad Ali figure, but he'll be here Friday as well. Then also we have another 2-pack, another Gamerverse 2-pack is getting here this week. I haven't even done the review of the last Gamerverse 2-pack. So we got War Machine and the Crimson Ghost or whatever that guy's name is, that Russian guy with the tentacles. I forget his name. Well, what else we got coming? Some Dragon Ball Z figures. You know, I ordered a 2-pack of Goku and Vegeta. What else? I don't know, man. There's always stuff. There's always stuff coming uh, down the pipe. There might be something unusual coming up soon. I can't remember. Something weird. I hope something weird is coming. This week will be different because it's going to be cars and statues. So we're going to be looking at like we might look at some Japanese booty statues. I've got some freaky girls in maid outfits bending over with feather dusters or something like that. We might look at some of that shit. I don't know. I'll pull it out and see what I've got. Thanks for hanging out and watching. I'll talk to you next time. Peace out. Have a great day or evening.